Today, our subject explores an unusual nuclear conspiracy theory. This unlikely hypothesis, collectively referred to as the nuclear weapons hoax or nuke hoax, posits that nuclear weapons are entirely fictitious, a mere product of fabrication by a collusive government and its military-industrial complex. Subscribe to our channel to explore wild conspiracy theories and uncover hidden truths together. Now let's start with this story. The proponents of this controversial nuclear theory maintain that the terrifying nuclear explosions we've seen in tests and footage are nothing but conventional explosives or naturally occurring phenomena distorted to appear like nuclear detonations. Let's not easily dismiss these assertions, as the unrelenting advocates of the nuke hoax heavily rely on apparent discrepancies in official accounts, technical aspects of nuclear physics, and the lack of independently verifiable evidence to support their claims. Their meticulous combing of historical and technical records help to clarify their arguments and bolster their seemingly preposterous claims, bringing into sharp focus the apparent anomalies that raise questions about the authenticity of nuclear weapons. Strangely, quite a few monumental events in history and associated with nuclear tests arise as props in this crazy narrative. Events like the Trinity test, the world's first atomic bomb explosion that ignited the dawn of the nuclear age, have seen bizarre reinterpretations through this conspiracy lens. This brings us to the question: could it genuinely be a global orchestration, a gargantuan play with nations as unwitting actors, the orchestra really being the military-industrial complex, and the stage being one fraught with both uncertainty and wayward interpretation of facts? Perplexingly, those who dismiss this conspiracy theory often cite the inherent physical and scientific impossibilities of faking such an event as a nuclear explosion as reason enough to squash the idea. More so, the world has witnessed the devastating impact of the nuclear explosions in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the ensuing radiation sickness, and the long-term implications of nuclear fallout on human life. This might serve as the nail in the coffin for those who dismiss this theory. However, some proponents continue their persistence, drawing distinctions between a nuclear explosion and other high-energy releases through chemical reactions or natural disasters, further complicating the narrative. They also allege that key individuals, who were involved in the development of nuclear weaponry, have uncharacteristically died or disappeared under suspicious circumstances, possibly pointing towards a grand cover-up at work. Adding fuel to the fire is the seemingly inexplicable secrecy shrouding the core of nuclear weapons technology. Given that we only have the official narrative to go on, some argue that there likely is something very important being kept from the public eye. Strange as this may seem, the idea that the development and power of nuclear weapons are fabricated for strategic and political purposes is not in itself far-fetched. This elaborate presentation of the depressing force of deception, if true, is reminiscent of solid espionage and psychological warfare tactics. Prevailing factual inaccuracies and discrepancies have inadvertently fueled the birth and perpetuation of dissenting voices. While some might argue that this conspiracy theory is a product of a lack of understanding or misplaced pretense, the doubts and inquiry it has provoked bring method to the madness. History is full of mysteries, fake news, and tales of misinformation, ranging from the weapons of mass destruction claim that triggered the Iraq War to the propagandist use of mushroom clouds in advertising. This lends some credence to the nuke hoax theory, its wildness tamed by the presence of such precedents. But what's more important here isn't necessarily whether nuclear weapons are real or fake. What's crucial might be the fact that a theory like this exists and serves as a reminder of the capacity that governments hold in the creation and distortion of reality. It's a theory that exhorts us to remain cognizant of the power and responsibility wielded by our governments and institutions. It serves as an invitation to question, to dissect, and to deliberate with reason and skepticism. By no means is this theory a frivolous matter. The implications are rather grave. If nuclear weapons aren't all they're reported to be, then we are essentially treading upon a thin line of global catastrophe, which becomes even riskier if the perceived deterrence of these weapons is null. This conspiracy theory's existence reveals a problem beyond the existence of nuclear weapons, the problem of trust, dissemination of information, and the post-truth era we are purportedly in. One can say that the conditions that have facilitated this theory are not entirely unfounded. Mistrust has been previously sown, whether by governments themselves or by outside agitators, and this theory can seize the chaos and uncertainty deftly. While it's tempting to dismiss this broadcast as an exercise of futility, the subject, the theory, and the quest are all too potent to be ignored. After all, you may agree with me when I say that the best conspiracies are those that leave us wondering even long after they've been officially debunked, right? It's clear as black and white that the debate surrounding this conspiracy is set to continue, gaining further traction and involving more heated exchanges. In general, turning the knobs of public discourse surrounding nuclear weapons. As we encounter the relentless drumming of the pro-nuclear theory naysayers, we are reminded of a future wherein clarity will either dawn or be further obscured within this crazed, yet intoxicating, whirlwind of wide-reaching narratives in the arena of public mind. This narrative is truly a reminder of the capacities of the public mind to discern, to debate, and ultimately to decide on the reality it chooses to subscribe to. As we delve deeper into this murky rabbit hole, we are faced with a stark reality: manufactured facts and sensational narratives seem to have deep roots in our society. It's not so much about whether we truly believe in the existence of nuclear weapons or not, but rather a call to question, investigate and analyze. This stark lack of clarity regarding an issue as critical as nuclear warfare leaves us treading water perilously close to a game of blind man's bluff where potential fatal fallacies are a reality. The nuke hoax theory stands as a vivid emblem of our uncertain times. It's time we leave the comfort of our echo chambers and engage with different narratives. It's ultimately the power of public discourse and the strength of the rational argument that will decide the outcome of this bizarre war of theories. Conspiracy theories, especially those dealing with sensitive political and social issues such as this one, tell us a lot more about our society's anxieties and challenges of realities. They show us the cracks where trust once stood, foster questioning the validity of our information sources, and lead us on the voyage of self-awareness and informed judgment. There is no doubt in certifying this, that the terms truth and reality are the most fragile entities under the cosmic scale of human perception. They can crumble at the faintest breath of dissent, and consequently, breed the perfect breeding grounds for theories such as the nuke hoax. Did it simply start as a self-destructing game of power and manipulation, played out on the global stage? A game where the line between fact and fiction blurred so much so that the world is now grappling with the terrifying prospect of a truth beyond the mushroom cloud. Final thoughts continue to linger. This video pretends to be just an incisive piece of media slicing through the thick ambiguity, reminding its audience to wield their most potent weapons: critical thinking, skepticism, and an insatiable curiosity to unearth the truth, irrespective of how deeply it could be buried or hidden. If you like our content, don't forget to subscribe and click on the bell to be up to date on conspiracy theories and the untold truth, or one of the possible ones. Let us know your opinion in the comments and suggest your ideas for new videos.